Always. 10 foods become toxic when reheated. Reheating food is a tempting solution when suddenly feeling hungry or short on time, on workdays, and understudying pressure. Unfortunately, despite its ease, it turns out that many foods can poison you when reheated. In this article, we reviewed 10 foods that you should never reheat for health reasons. Heating food is not always safe. 10 foods that become poisonous if you heat them. Heating potatoes. The problem with reheating potatoes is not with the use of the microwave or oven, but with the bacteria that form on them when they are left too long at room temperature. The risk of developing food poisoning bacteria increases if the potatoes are tightly wrapped in tinfoil at room temperature. Even when heated, the temperature is not enough to kill bacteria. Therefore, it is preferable to keep the potatoes in the refrigerator immediately after serving, and do not risk eating them the next day. Mushroom. Mushrooms contain proteins that can be damaged by enzymes and bacteria if not stored properly, e.g. left at room temperature for too long. Reheating and consuming mushrooms that have deteriorated in this way can cause stomach pain. And if you have to heat it, nutritionists recommend heating it to high temperatures to kill bacteria and pathogens. Chicken. Technically, it's okay to reheat the chicken. However, you must ensure that every part of the chicken reaches a temperature of at least 80 degrees Celsius to ensure that the dangerous bacteria are killed. The only way to do this is with a cooking thermometer. Furthermore, you need to make sure that cooked chicken is cooled at refrigerator temperature if you plan to reheat it, and you should throw away any cooked chicken that has been there for more than 3 days. And if you don't own a meat thermometer and don't know the exact temperature of your lunchbox and refrigerator, reheating chicken can be a serious and unnecessary issue. Eggs. It's okay to reheat eggs that have become cold while baking after frying, but the Food and Drug Administration does not recommend reheating them if they have been at room temperature for a long time. According to the Food and Drug Administration, you should not leave eggs or dishes containing eggs out of the refrigerator for more than 2 hours or more than an hour in hot weather. Bacteria such as Salmonella can multiply rapidly in egg dishes and lead to serious food poisoning. Heating rice is not a good idea. Cooked rice can be contaminated with a bacteria called Bacillus cereus. Although these bacteria can become harmless with heat, they make the spores toxic and resistant to heat. Eat cooked rice as soon as possible without leaving it for hours at room temperature. And if you have to reheat the rice, make sure every part of the dish is super hot. This may mean putting the dish in the microwave once, taking it out to stir well, and then putting it back in the microwave for another heating cycle. Mother's milk and baby food. Although breast milk and baby food can be warmed, they should not be reheated in the microwave. Microwaves can heat food unevenly, creating hot spots that can burn a child's sensitive mouth and throat. And if you need to reheat breast milk or baby food, do so in a hot water bath on the stove. Seafood. According to the Food and Drug Administration, fresh seafood that's been caught and immediately frozen is safe to reheat. However, fresh or cooked seafood that has spent any time at room temperature may harbor bacteria that can cause foodborne illnesses. Reheating may not kill these bacteria, and it can be difficult to know how to store seafood in advance if you buy it fresh. Spinach. The nitrate in spinach can be converted to nitrosamines by reheating. Some nitrosamines are carcinogenic and can affect the body's ability to carry oxygen. Heating food from the buffet is a big risk. Buffet dishes left for hours at room temperature are a breeding ground for dangerous microorganisms, where bacteria multiply rapidly on unrefrigerated foods. Although most catering companies and professional restaurants follow strict food safety guidelines to prevent foodborne illness, it is clear that buffets at hotels and parties are not strictly controlled. This means that the bacteria in buffet food can actually be unsafe, and reheating may not kill the germs completely. Heating fried food. Foods that contain a lot of oil should not be placed in the microwave, as the high heat can cause the oil to smoke and produce dangerous toxins. And if you're going to reheat it, it's best to cook it over a slow heat, or not at all.